Hello, Anarchy Land. How are you doing? How are you holding up? My goodness, we have got a lot to look at. But today, we are going to look at another section of this book. I started a couple of weeks ago. It's taken me a couple of weeks because these sections are long. I mean, really long. Which is why I do not believe it was written in 6 months. I don't believe it. I never will. The book is COVID-19, The Great Reset by Professor Klaus Schwab and Thierry Malleret by Form Production. Alright, publishing, not production, publishing. Here is my overall thought on the chapters 1.2. Now, I hope you can see, they got like little numbers here. Got 1.2.3 is the next section I'm going into. So, that's how they're laid out. Alright. Well, they talk about a lot of things. They talked about everything that happened back in the spring. We've seen the cost of certain items to go up, the availability of some items to become a little bit scarce. For example, back in the summer, from mid-June to about early August, Kroger had a hard time getting the larger boxes of their instant potatoes in. Now, it's not that they couldn't get them out of the warehouse, it's that the warehouse couldn't get them ordered in to be distributed. Okay? Distribution was interrupted. We've seen people flood bakeries to learn how to bake. After the stores ran out of flour and yeast and stuff like that, people were going to bakeries and buying a pound of flour, a pound of yeast, a pound of whatever. They were going out and buying that stuff. And since they couldn't congregate into the bakeries like they usually would, the bakeries were just selling them their supplies for baking just to stay in business. Now, of course, Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Hortons, Krispy Kreme, they didn't have any problems whatsoever. Not in the least bit. Your bigger box stores had no problem. Your smaller ones, yeah, they had problems. Okay, now, they talked about the consequences to the economy because of the lockdowns and the shutdown. Well, a lot of people have gone from luxury-driven spending to purposeful-driven spending, which means instead of going and buying that brand new Apple phone 12, people are keeping their old phones as long as they work well enough for them to line up work, keep them. And they are reallocating their funds to different areas. Well, that's what people during the Great Depression had to do. We've seen the evictions and foreclosures be pushed back. They're getting pushed back again. Well, they're gonna come. It's gonna happen. Because you got people who are just your mom and pop. They have a house here or a house there, and that's what they live on. Not they're retired from their regular jobs. This is what they live on. Because Social Security retirement doesn't pay that much. So they live on these properties, what they make on them. These people, I have the deepest empathy for them. I really do. Because they're the ones that work with you and try to keep the rent at a rate where they can make money, but people can live there. And we also seen the $140,000 jobs just wither, just gone. Those are gone. You get people that are in a mass exodus. They would make Moses proud, leaving New York City and California. They're going to states that have lower corporate and property taxes, like Texas, Nebraska. States like that have a lower corporate and property tax than Middle America. So yeah, another thing that is being done, and I seriously have an issue with, is a lot of the automation. Why are we delegating more jobs to robots? Well, okay, the robots don't need vacation, they don't need bathroom breaks, they don't need sick leave, maternity leave. But guess what they do need? They need human labor for maintenance. They get a little hinge or something that doesn't work right. They gotta have a human come in and make that adjustment to a screw or a bolt or something. They gotta be programmed. Yes, people are a pain in the ass and they are high maintenance. I'm not quite ready to count them out altogether because people can be quite entertaining. I mean, look what happened on the 6th of January. Trump said, come March, people went hook, line, and sinker. What's happening? Biden was still sworn in. People who followed Trump are being arrested. They were led into a trap, and they just went hook, line, and sinker. That's entertainment. I couldn't have paid to get that kind of entertainment at AMC. So, let's not write people off yet. Keep them around for the entertainment factor. Another part talked about how people can take advantage of this situation. That thought into itself would make most well-adjusted people shake their heads and ask, WTF? What the? I'm trying to cut back on swearing. You're talking about taking advantage of a crisis. They want to create a greener and fairer economy. Why didn't you do that before? These are the kind of people who would walk by a cat and shove a lit firecracker up the cat's ass and walk away laughing and it explodes. That's the kind of people we're dealing with here that wrote this book. That's my very thought of them. You got this profit over people. Okay, that has to change. I do agree with that undertone message, whether they realize it or not. That kind of thing has got to change. We cannot keep doing this. Keep putting the bottom line above people. Because eventually you're going to run out of people that'll put up with you. As Trump has often found out. And as you see these flag things being flown over his Mar-a-Lago estates as the loser on them. This is a deal. You got people like the Elon Musk family. He's profited. Jeff Bezos has profited majorly off this crisis. Meanwhile, you got people like your Adams family with 2 kids, a dog. They gotta give the dog up because now they're gonna be homeless. And they can't feed the dog and their kids. They may have to give their kids up to a relative. Maybe they could feed the kid for a while. This is a situation that profit over people has created. Now, what is the solution? I don't know. Okay? That's the bottom line of the book. Bottom line is you and I cannot wait for the writers of this twisted psychotic book to come up with solutions for us. Because they will never come up with solutions that will work for us. They'll come up with solutions that will be for us, they will work for them. They'll favor them. As you see, sometimes people get to the end of the rope and pull what this Robinhood app pulled, which exposed how GameStop stocks were being shorted. Yeah, you see the mess of that. We can't let these Wall Street people, this Klaus Schwab and Thierry Miller types, come up with ways to reimagine the fourth industrial revolution. Because it's never going to be in our favor. It's not going to work for us. You and I, people like us, need to start coming together, pulling our skills together. So you can hunt at the best of them. I can. In exchange for a certain amount of pounds of meat, for my family, I'll can up a deer for you, say for 10 pounds of ground meat. Well, that would be 5 pint jars for my daughter and me. That would be enough to mix it in with other things. This type of stuff. I could teach people how to do this stuff in exchange for other items I need. This is the kind of thing we need to do. Pull our skills together to rebuild a society after this collapse. Because it's collapsed, y'all. Rome is falling. The emperor's pants are down. And unfortunately, there's children he can sniff around. So, I'm going to stop here. And I will see you later.